To most people in the United States, Omaha, Nebraska is simply a little town in the middle of nowhere, completely unaffected by national events. Those people would be shocked to discover that Omaha actually has a large problem with poverty. In fact, Omaha's poverty rates are much higher than the average levels for the rest of the state of Nebraska. 15% of the population was below the poverty level in 2007, and with our current economic woes, that number is almost certainly higher today. The largest groups of people below the poverty line have never held a job. Obviously, if you do not have a job, there is no way of getting money. Therefore, there is no way for these people to get out of their situation. 75% of the people below the poverty levels were renting houses in 2007. If a person has no job and no way of getting money, it would be very difficult to continue paying this rent. Ultimately, these people would become homeless unless they could find work. In the current economic crisis, there is very little chance of finding any profitable work, even if you have a high school diploma. Unfortunately, 37% of the people who are below the poverty rate and are single do not receive this diploma. Without an education, their chances of finding a job are slim at best. As the economy continues to spiral downward, the poverty and homeless rates will only continue to rise. There are charitable groups trying to help all of Omaha's poor. One example of this is a group called Operation Others, a charity organized by Catholic high schools in Omaha. This group works to provide meals to families over Christmas. They accept donations of food items and money, and then package all of the food before delivering it throughout the city in the days leading up to Christmas. The group is very successful, giving meals to 1,600 poor families. However, this is one meal over the course of an entire year. Even if a group like Operation Others could sustain their efforts throughout the entire year, like the Omaha Food Bank, it does nothing to truly remedy the problems of Omaha's poor. While noble, these organizations merely treat the symptoms, not their cause. This is like taking a Tylenol for a broken leg. Yes, the pain might go away a little bit, but the leg will continue to be broken and painful. The correct way to solve this problem is to go to a doctor and have the leg put in a cast. Some organizations, such as Heifer International, are realizing that the best way to fight poverty is to give people the means to support themselves, not just a meal so that they can continue to endure their lives. Heifer is an international organization that works in rural areas, giving livestock to families in addition to training so that they can use the animals to make money. This allows the families to better support their children by giving them food, shelter, an education, and a better life. In the past, I raised over $7,000 for Heifer. While actively volunteering for this organization, I learned about and was stunned by their simple yet powerful work. In many cases, a single cow could change the lives of numerous people by giving them a means of support, not just subsistence. If the problem of Omaha's poor is truly going to be resolved, then a similar approach must be taken. My solution is to develop a system that would involve companies paying for the education and vocational training of Omaha's poor. Everyone below the poverty level could take a set of skills tests to determine their strengths. Using this information, they would be directed to various trade schools designed to teach these people how to perform a specific job within a company. For example, if somebody is good at organizing items, they could be trained to help make sure all of the company's products are in stock. The student would not have to pay a penny for this training directly. However, the company would be fully reimbursed. They could simply take a set amount of money out of the person's wages until they had paid for the education. This system allows people to learn the skills necessary to get and hold a reliable job. The best part is that the education is free, so that anybody can afford it. There are many large companies that work in Omaha, such as Mutual of Omaha, PayPal, Peter Kiewit Construction, First National Bank, Kellogg's, and Valmont. Each of these companies would be able to develop a specialized workforce to meet their specific needs. With the poor receiving jobs, they would be able to support themselves and their families. This method would work very well for solving the problems of poverty in Omaha. Giving these people jobs gives them a hope and a means of taking care of themselves. This would help improve the lives of countless people and their children. Also, it is not some huge, multi-billion-dollar aid package. Our country can hardly afford another one of those. It is merely companies helping themselves to get more hardworking employees and giving people a new life in return.